Welcome to the video blog. I'm Doug Simon, and we're here at the PR News Social Media Summit with one of the event's first panelists, Joie Healy from Cisco. Thanks so much for being with us.
Sure, no problem.
Great. One of the things you spoke about is the importance of being strategic, especially in your use of platforms. How are you doing that at Cisco?
Right, absolutely. So one of the things, I think one of the key messages there also is to, even if you are strategic, to make sure that the messaging is consistent. So one of the ways that we are strategic about the platforms is we might have the same piece of content that's posting on several different platforms. We might change the language a little bit. Instagram is obviously a different platform than Facebook or than Twitter, where the image really speaks for itself. So when we use it on a different platform like Twitter, our 140 characters might be a little bit shorter, a little bit different, but the message is still consistent across all of those platforms.
Now, one of the platforms that you mentioned that you're utilizing came somewhat as a surprise to me as parents of teenage boys who typically use Snapchat to maybe send obnoxious messages to each other that will then disappear. But you're actually making use of Snapchat as one of the platforms.
Snapchat is actually a platform that we're currently looking at. We are using Vine, though, which is similar to that kind of messaging. It might not be specific to an individual, but when you look at 6 seconds of video, it's really hard to communicate in that amount of time. And people are just scrolling through constantly, looking at it and moving on. So what we're using it as is more of almost like a teaser leading up to maybe a longer series or a piece of content that we want to draw buzz around before it hits.
Yeah, one of the points you made that I thought was very interesting is that with Vine, it's not just that 6.5 second video, it repeats. So that actually is a different effect as part of the experience. Now, you also talk about the importance of structuring a team, and obviously there are a lot of folks out there that want to get a better understanding of what makes for an effective team. How do you do that in your role?
Right, absolutely. And I think one of the tweets that I got right after the conference or right after our session was, I need a bigger team. Actually, you don't. Our team in itself, we have about 8 people. And what I've done is I brought in news producers, a couple of news producers, and also a videographer on our team. So we're creating content ourselves. So I think long gone are the days of... perfect example, everybody can be a media person, right? So long gone are the days of having to use agencies. I think that they're great for longer series and things like that, but you can create videos in-house quickly and easily, and I think still get the same leverage and the same engagement that you would if you were to use, a large agency.
Yeah, and I think a key is, what are you doing with that video? How are you distributing it? Thanks so much for being with us. And a point I should add is that gentleman was in the union, so no worries there.